UFC 287 is behind us, meet, but another absolutely stacked card. In my opinion, this is a hardcore designed card, and kicking off our breakdowns, two absolute kind of OGs at this point. Brandon Royval taking on Matheus Nicolau, and Nicolau's a minus 200 favorite, and I'm curious to get your perspective on this one because I know you're someone who always rides with the raw dog, and makes sense, right? The guy often tends to cash as a dog and is on a nice two-fight win streak himself. Most recently, got that beautiful finish over Matt Schnell. It was a fight that we were at. It was fight of the night. It only lasted about 2 minutes long, but it was back and forth, absolute chaos. Royval was hurt. He was almost out, then manages to get the beautiful submission on the ground over Matt Schnell. So just really impressive stuff and a testament to just the game that Royval brings, right? He's never out of a fight. He's always finding ways to stay alive and threaten even when you think he's done. And the fight against Rogerio Bontorin before that was a little bit more back and forth, right? He won the split decision, but a lot of good takeaways from Royval in that one over a tough fighter in Bontorin. So he also has nice wins over Kai Kara France and Tim Elliott. So Royval's a guy who's been in there against a lot of tough dudes and has picked up a lot of tough W's. So what are your thoughts on this one against Matheus Nicolau, who is riding a nice 6-fight win streak? He's kind of been running through everyone, right? He's only lost in the UFC to Dustin Ortiz, and Nicolau at 19-2-1 and a minus 200 favorite is someone who, in my opinion, he keeps getting better and better. I mean, he also flatlined Matt Schnell, so tough out for Matt Schnell against both these guys. But what are your thoughts on the matchmaking on this one? Do you see a potential title shot upcoming for whoever wins this, if they do in fact win impressively? And you go with Raw Dog Royval, or you taking Nicolau?
Yeah, this is such a great matchup. I love this fight. I gotta go with my boy Raw Dog. He's gonna be Raw Dog and Nikolaya in this, and I love seeing it when he's a dog because he is that raw underdog. Because I think he's going to outvet kind of like Rob Font did to Adrian Yanez. I think he's gonna be one of those. Like, I mean, who has Nikolaya even fought that's Roy Val's level, in my opinion? Nobody. So I think this is a big levels test. Now, if he decimates and absolutely obliterates Raw Dog, I will be all aboard the hype train. I will be mind blown, and I'm excited to see where that kid goes because he is pretty hype. But sadly, I think Brandon Royval is going to derail him and then get back to that title talk. And I actually like Royval being champion by the end of this year or the end of next year, depending if he gets lucky with a title shot coming up soon. I just don't know who's gonna beat him. His skill is just so fun to watch. He's always fight of the night. He's always, he's always working. That's what I love about him. When he's on his back, on his feet, no matter what he's doing, he's always moving and always working. He's a very exciting fighter. So is Nikolai. This is gonna be a banger fight. I got Royval submission first round.
Yeah, very nice. And of the 22% of Tapology that is rolling with Raw Dog Royval, majority of it is copper for that submission. So of the slim majority of Royval backers, they do like that sub just like you do. And let it be known now, April 10th, 2023, Meat says that Brandon Royval will be a champ if things go, if there's a little bit of luck involved, it sounds like by the end of next year. You heard that one here first for sure. But you asked the question, right, who has Matheus Nicolau beat? And I actually think he's gone through a couple tough guys, right? Matt Schnell, he flatlined most recently. Tim Elliott, who I think is a guy that skill set wise sort of reminds me a lot of Brandon Royval. Like, I don't know. Let me know down below how much better is Brandon Royval than Tim Elliott. I think those guys are pretty comparable. And then most impressively for me is that win for Nicolau over Manel Kopp. And Kopp's, aka Starboy, has really been peaking of late. And granted, that fight was very close. It was a split decision, and it was a return to flyweight fight for Nicolau. But I thought he clearly won that fight, and I know some might disagree, but I think Manel Kopp is someone in this division who has a lot of potential, and I think that's an impressive win nonetheless. And in this one, again, as mentioned, 22% roll with Raw Dog, 78% meanwhile is going with the Brazilian Nicolau. Most of it is by decision. Is there any world where Nicolau escapes the dangerous first round submission threat and manages to make this a longer contest? And if so, do you think Nicolau's best pathway would be a decision, or do you think Royval wins the decision also?
Yeah, I think Royval wins wherever this fight goes. But yeah, I think if Nikolai wins, it's going to be most likely by decision. I just don't think he's got the power or the submission skills to take out Royval. Royval's a dog, and you know he's gonna be raw this Saturday night.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that. I mean, Nicolau isn't someone who's going to wow you with his power. That recent finish over Matt Schnell is his only KO in the UFC. He definitely is kind of a decision machine. And I don't know, I just think Nicolau's going to just do what he does, pick up his 20th win in this one, and likely do so by decision. I also, though, think that maybe late in the second or third round, perhaps he's able to pull off either a submission or a KO. But Raw Dog is a guy who is historically pretty difficult to finish and is always a dude who seems to weasel out of a lot of positions. So I'm anticipating this fight to be close, perhaps back and forth, perhaps Royval even threatening at times, but I like Nicolau to survive, and ultimately I'm going to take him by decision in this one. But nonetheless, I think this is a great opportunity for both guys. And flyweight, I don't know. It seems like there's always a shakeup happening near the top, so all you really need is one impressive fight, even buried on the prelims, and you can insert yourself in the conversation for sure. So I think it's an opportunity for both guys. I'm just taking Nicolau to seize it. Any last thoughts?
No, throw in the comment who you taking. You taking Raw Dog or Nikolai?